I recently read an article by Amazon talking about their hiring process and how they hire people who are relatable. But when you dealt with autoimmune your whole life and you've had these traumatic life experiences and you didn't have a choice but to sink or swim your entire life, how can you come off relatable? How can you even relate to someone that has lived a life where they had all the support they needed? They had the love, the nourishment, the home, the family unit, and you come from all these broken aspects of life that led into this autoimmune condition that you have to live with for the rest of your life. And these conditions cause all these debilitating symptoms on a daily basis. You're going through life and immersing yourself through these experiences with people, and you realize you don't fit in. And my 30 years of living with autoimmune and overcoming it, I realized that this was one of the biggest issues I faced in the workplace. Nobody accommodated autoimmunity. Nobody accepted it. Nobody understood it. No one was willing to have the patience to understand it. And the moment I made one mistake, I was out of there in a flash. No one even took the time to understand what I was going through. And it took patience, it took understanding, it took acceptance. We have gay rights, we have same-sex marriage, we have all these women's rights, but why don't we have autoimmune rights? Why is it not acceptable to not have to compromise your health to have a job? Why is it one or the other? Why do I feel like I have to compromise my health in order to have friends, in order to not have a family who betrayed me, in order to have a job, in order to live a normal, peaceful life? I have to compromise my health. And that should never be the case in the world that we live in today, in a society that is uninformed about the debilitating and the crippling effects of autoimmune. Only feel so privileged to say that we're not allowed to be a culture fit, or we're not allowed, or we're not accepted in certain areas because of certain behaviors and certain symptoms that we have to live with on a daily basis. And when I tried to explain these symptoms, when I tried to explain my behaviors and the reasons for them, no one really understood me. Especially when I was younger and I had epilepsy and I ended up staying it back in kindergarten, and everyone just considered me having learning disabilities, when really I was just suffering from these symptoms that caused an immense amount of inflammation in my brain, which could not allow me to focus. And I often made mistakes. I often made a lot of errors in my work, and I saw that it was really curtailing my performance in the workplace. And then I realized that I had to do something about this, because it was a sink or swim moment. I either not have a job, or I just stay in bed and take care of myself and not have the means to be able to do that. And as a single woman, it's nearly impossible to survive without a support system if I chose option B. So my only option was to overcome autoimmune in a way that I didn't have to feel like I was not in a place where I couldn't take care of my health. I had to find places that supported my well-being. And in the world we live in, it's very rare where people actually support your well-being. They care about